Right, year 7, so now that we've had a look at shading in basic forms, what we're going to have a look at is applying some tone to the shell drawings that we've done over the last 2 lessons. Okay, so again, I'm going to use this one as my example. So now that we know about form and how to create making things using curvy shading and toning to make things look like they're curving, we're going to go in and we're going to develop some of the shading now that we've learned how to do gradients on our shell. Okay, so you should be able to see on your shell that around these areas where we've got these lines that go twisting up the shell, you've got a shaded section. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm making that shaded section darker here, and I'm using that knowledge of the gradients and I'm shading along that curve using my knowledge of form to make it darker at the edges and then going into medium to lighter in the middle. Okay, and you can see how that adds to this form using our knowledge of tone. Then I'm going to develop some of these lines that curve round in a darker tone. Again, making some of them darker where they go over and under and leaving them a little bit lighter in the middle. And again, I'm going to add some lines curving that way as well, just to make that form a little bit clearer. So again, under here we have another darker section with a little bit of tone, so I'm going to do some shading along this bit here. Again, we're going to be darker at the edge, coming out lighter into the middle, and it sort of has a medium tone bit of shading along this edge here. I'm just going to outline that bit a little bit more clearly along there, and then again we've got some of this liney detail from the bottom, and then I'm just going to use my pencil flat on the side just like we did in that tonal scale, just to blend that all out to a lighter tone down there. And then again we've got some curvy lines that come in from this side here, so sketching those in. Okay, so you can see how then using little bits of tone makes that shell look a little bit more realistic, and we would apply the same principle to each section. So like I said, a little bit dark here into a medium, and then a light, and then back over darker where it twists back in around there, blending in again with the medium and the light, and then again just picking out some of these darker lines that we can see on top of that bit of shading, and getting my pencil flat to the page and just making the tone of some of those lines that go across. And I'd continue the same way all the way up the shell, doing the same thing in each one, just to give it a little bit more 3D-ness, a little bit more form and a little bit more detail. Okay, so now that I've done that mine, you can go and do the same one to yours. You can have a look at your other shells, try and pick out some bits of tone in those as well to help you make your shells look a little bit more 3D, using your knowledge of what we've learned about form and what we've learned about gradients in today's lesson. Okay, good luck, off you go.